Hey everyone, सोचो आप जो अभी मैसेज टाइप कर रहे हो या कोई बुक पढ़ रहे हो, उसकी शुरुआत आखिर हुई कहाँ से? I mean, from ancient ABCD to the emojis we use every day, the story of writing is just incredible. Chalo, let's find out how it all began.
Okay, let's just try something. Imagine for a second that you can't speak or write. And आपको अपनी friend को बताना है कि आपने एक शेर देखा. How would you even do it? It's tough, right?
Well, guess what? Hazaro sal pehle, early humans faced this exact same problem. And their solution? Drawing. Yup, these cave paintings told stories about their lives. They were kind of like the world's first Instagram stories, but, on giant rocks. This was the very, very beginning of writing. So, today, we're going to trace this amazing journey. We'll start with those first pictures. Then we'll check out the world's oldest scripts. Dive into India's incredible invention of zero. See how paper and the printing press literally changed everything. And finally, we'll take a little peek into the future of writing. You ready? Let's do this. All right, first up, the story of pictures. Long, long ago, way before any alphabets existed, humanity's first instinct to share an idea was super simple. Just draw it. But these weren't just random drawings, okay? Early humans used colors they made from plants and leaves to paint stories on cave walls. Stories about their lives, their hunts, their community. For the first time ever, a thought could become permanent. A story could actually outlive the storyteller. Think about that. This was a total revolution. Now, pictures were great for simple stories, but what about more complex ideas? Like, how do you draw a law or a business record? For that, humanity needed something way more organized. And this led to the creation of the world's first proper writing systems. And this is where two massive ancient civilizations enter our story, the Sumerians and the Egyptians. Just look at their writing. It looks so different, right? But they both shared the exact same goal, to record information accurately and make it last forever. So first, let's talk about the Sumerians. They invented this really cool system called cuneiform. It used these wedge-shaped symbols that they pressed into wet clay tablets. Then they just leave the tablets out in the sun to dry, making the record permanent. And they wrote everything on these, from epic laws to, get this, a sales receipt for 30 goats. Seriously. Meanwhile, over in Egypt, you had this beautiful script, hieroglyphics. The name literally means sacred carving because you mostly find it on temples and tombs. It was a system of picture writing, so you could totally say these were the world's first emojis. And they wrote on a special material made from a plant called papyrus. Okay, time for a little fun. Look at your screen. This is the Egyptian alphabet, where each symbol stands for a sound. I want you to pause this explainer right now and try to write your own name using hieroglyphics. Come on, give it a shot. It's actually super fun. So far, we've talked all about words, but there's something else, something without which our modern world is just unimaginable. And it came from India. Get ready, because this is the centerpiece of our story. So yeah, writing words was one thing, but what about numbers? I mean, sure, early on, people counted using their fingers, toes, maybe some stones. But how do you calculate really big numbers with that? How do you build an economy? The solution was this simple-looking thing, zero. This is India's greatest contribution to the world. This single invention changed absolutely everything. So, around the 6th century, the great Indian astronomer Aryabhata gave the world zero. But he didn't just stop there. He created the entire numeral system from 0 to 9 that we still use today, the Hindu-Arabic system. Later, Arab traders took this knowledge to the West, and it became the foundation for modern science, for computers, for all of technology. So why was this such a game changer? Well, just look at the old Roman system. It didn't even have a zero. This made doing big calculations incredibly difficult. I mean, just try writing the number 1020 in Roman numerals. It's a total mess. Our Made in India system made math both simple and unbelievably powerful. Okay, so now we had scripts to write, words, and a number system to calculate anything. But all this knowledge was still only in the hands of a few people. The big question was, how do you get it to everyone? The solution came in 3 huge steps, spread out over thousands of years. First, the Egyptians created papyrus. Then, a massive leap forward. Around 105 CE in China, a man named Cai Lun invented real paper from wooden rags. And the final piece of the puzzle came in 1450, when Germany's Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press. Gutenberg's machine completely changed the world. Before the printing press, books had to be copied by hand, which was super expensive and took forever. Only the richest people could afford books. But the printing press made books cheap and accessible. Suddenly, knowledge spread like wildfire, fueling huge revolutions and kicking off the scientific age. We've journeyed all through the past, but what about the future of writing? Well, one thing is for sure. The goal is always to make communication better, faster, and more accessible for every single person. And a perfect example of this is Braille. It's such a powerful reminder that writing isn't just something we see. It can also be something we feel. Braille opened up the entire world of communication for people who are visually challenged, proving that true innovation is all about inclusion. It was developed back in the 1820s by Louis Braille. The system uses raised dots that represent letters and numbers, which you can read just by touching them. What a brilliant idea, right? So, a story that started with cave paintings has now brought us to emojis, GIFs, and even voice notes. We've come such an incredibly long way. So I'm going to leave you with one final question. What do you think is the next big step? Where do we go from here? Will it even be written? So to escribirme. Thanks so much for joining this explainer.